Hi, this is Randy, and in this video I just wanted to take a few minutes and go over some console troubleshooting tips with you for ESXi. What we're going to look at here would work on earlier versions of ESXi as well. Sometimes it just gets overlooked. If you get into trouble, you're coming in through the other tools, through the web interface, and you've just got troubles with the server you can't seem to resolve. If you can get back to the console, there's some pretty nice troubleshooting tools here that I'd like to just review with you. Okay. Well, the first thing that we noted is that from the console you get IP information about the server. So it reminds you of what the address is that you would use to connect to it, and IPv4, IPv6, and so on. Let's go ahead and log in. So F2 brings up a login box, and use the root user. You can hit enter on this one, and it's going to take us then to our screen, and this is it. The first thing that I want to show you is the master reset switch. It's like if you make this choice, it won't remove data from your data stores. Your data stores themselves will still have data, but it will reset your server. It'll remove all of your configurations, and it'll put you back to a post installation setting. It removes the password from the root user account. Oddly enough, though, you need to be able to log into the server, so you need a name and password in order to do this, but it does reset the root user. It just removes all your configuration. So that's a pretty drastic measure. Sometimes a more common measure that we wind up having to do is we need to reset the management network. Reset or restart it. You're in there working with your virtual switches, and you just get disconnected, or things you're no longer able to remote into it. You can come here and you can redo that. Let's just take a look then at some specific options that we have. Okay. We get to pick the network adapter here, and as we talked earlier, this is a virtual machine, and so I just have this one adapter. As we talked earlier, the rock solid way to identify your adapter is by MAC addresses, and then denote what setting or what name is given to it by ESXi. But if you had multiple adapters, you could pick the one. You can set VLANs if you have those, and you can also now you can go in and you configure statically assigned IPv4 and IPv6 information, and use I don't think the mouse works in here. It's a space bar, arrow keys. You can come down if we say we want to do static. I just want to show you these. I'm going to leave it dynamic, but you can you push the button here, space bar, and you would select that and then go down and type in your values. Same for IPv6, same thing here. You can put in values. We can also specify our DNS and our host name. So there's just some cool stuff here. Good troubleshooting stuff. Okay. And you probably recognize some of this stuff when we went into the web console and we went to set our IPv4 and IPv6. It all started with what DHCP gave us. It starts with that, and then we can go in and modify it. Okay. All right. So again, I'm just thinking if there's anything else here we would want to note. I guess I overlooked a little bit that the gateway is also here too. So you've got IP address, network mask, and gateway. To verify it, we have a test in here. Let me back out of this once. That's one other thing. If you're in here and you're making a bunch of changes, they don't save until you hit escape, and then it'll prompt you with a Y for yes or an N for no, and then at that point you'd say yes and it would apply them, and then you would see your screen over there to the right update. Okay. When you have what you feel are valid values, and you do have to keep the big picture in mind here, you have to realize that the server is most likely behind a firewall and may be relying on DNS, and it may be relying on other services in order to communicate. But if you have all that in place, you can test it. You can come down here and you can actually ask it. Here it's pinging its gateway. Okay, here it's pinging its DNS server, and then it's attempting to resolve its name, and those came back okay. Of course, if they didn't, it would say fail. So my point in this short video is just to give you a chance to have a look at this and keep it in mind for troubleshooting, especially in fundamental troubleshooting of you're not able to connect to the console, or things get very much out of whack. And to save yourself from reinstalling, you can come in here and just reset the system. More likely though, you'll come in here and you'll reset the management network, and when you reset the management network, then the IP address here on the front screen becomes valid. It resets all that, and you should be able to then get in through a web browser and start working with it. Alrighty, we'll wrap up this video and we'll keep moving forward.